You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream. This is AfterBuzz TV for 90210. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest 90210 news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for 90210.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the premiere of 90210. We here on AfterBuzz thought it was critical to add 90210 to the lineup. This show has a huge following, and me, of course, I'm a really big fan. And here I have my co-host, Fancy Tracy.
Hey guys, it's your girl Fancy.
We are so excited about hosting the premiere of 90210. We are really anxious to dish on this season of 90210, so let's get started. We need to definitely catch you up on last season because they have not had a season of 90210 yet. So just to get you kind of caught up in the mix of knowing what's going on, because there is so much tea going on in this
Definitely a lot of tea,
episode.
definitely.
Too much tea, actually. So we're going to start with Annie and Liam. Last season, they were very on until he didn't know what he wanted after high school and decided he wanted to go on a boat for a really long time.
Like, who goes on a boat? Oh, after high school's over, let me go on a boat now.
I don't really know. I don't really understand that. But he went on a boat and definitely left Annie confused. But on the other side, Annie inherited a lot of money.
A whole lot of money.
From Marla, who she basically would visit all the time just to keep her company.
Marla's this old lady that was all by herself and basically needs someone to clean her house. And Annie ended up going there and finding out she was a suicidal person. And they became close friends. And, she unfortunately passed away. But
yes. So she left her all of the money except her family. And we will get into that later because there's some juicy stuff going on with the family and Annie. Now we're going to go on to Silver and Adriana. If everybody watches 90210, you guys know that they used to be really best friends, really close. And now it just ends up that they are total opposites. Basically, they were fighting the whole season because Silver took her man. I mean, if one of my best friends took my man too.
it would be a fight to the death. Definitely. That's
Definitely
a no girl code. You never do that.
But if my friend had bipolar disorder, I would not be switching her pills.
No.
I'm going to give it to the crew. I wouldn't be talking to her afterwards either.
Really? I mean, that's kind of
Because-
psychotic. Like, you're that
Seriously.
desperate for a guy that you would try to kill your own best friend. That's taking it to the extreme. So, definitely not a good friend in my book.
Yeah, so their friendship ended. And that's just, their friendship ended. Now, last season, did not see this coming at all. Teddy being gay. Of course, it would have to be the hottest one.
The hottest guy with
always
the
that.
nice, sexy abs just ends up saying, I'm gay. Like, did have to throw that in there. Like, whoa, like, how? No signs of it. I mean,
Why couldn't it be like...
Naveed or something.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, someone I don't find,
No, I mean, he's cute.
He
girl. He cute.
But Teddy's definitely,
Yeah, but so he's coming out gay, and in this coming season, you're gonna see him how he comes out to his family. It's really like sketch how he came out to his family. But,
Very. I was surprised.
I know, me too. Okay, and then also we have Ivy. Surprisingly, she got married to Raj, which I think Raj is such a sweetheart.
It was the cutest thing ever. I kind of felt like they were rushing it a little bit, but I'm like, you know what?
I don't even care.
That's true love right there.
So true love.
True love.
I mean, it's really sad, that he's going through chemo. He has leukemia. So that right there is really, really sad. But I'm glad they got to have their wedding.
And it shows like she has a really big heart to marry someone. And
I know. That's
sick.
going to be really tough. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm seriously, no tears are going to be coming. Tears are going to be coming.
Definitely.
These episodes coming up. And then last season, the most shocking
Biggest
part,
shocker to end it all.
Naomi getting pregnant Well, she said she was pregnant. Now, me leaving the show knowing that Naomi is pregnant, I'm like, please, can we just not have another pregnant teen? Like, we really don't need any more pregnant teens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want no teen mom on 90210. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
let's keep the show separate.
Adriana, you know, she let her baby, you know.
That's true.
Somewhere else. That
Totally
was really
forgot.
nice of her, you know.
She really did have her baby.
But now starting into the new season, that was our last recap. Starting out with the new season, Naomi is not pregnant, everyone. It was a false alarm.
It started out really confusing. I know a lot of people are watching are probably kind of confused. Like, it was very, like, clippy in the beginning. Like, this happened. I think they're trying to get everything out in the first 5 seconds.
Definitely.
And, I mean, I was relieved to see Naomi wasn't pregnant because she is a bad girl. Like, I love her, and she needs to, like, live her life and not be a mother. But she really did want to have his child, though. She loved him that much, and that's kind of crazy.
Which was really crazy, and Max was a total jerk.
Total jerk about it. But you know what? He's a guy. And any guy would be happy if his girlfriend is not pregnant, like, so he can have his life and go to school and do whatever he wants to do.
She is amazing, and she didn't need to have a baby anyways.
Definitely not.
And starting out, so now she's in college. Well, they're all in college.
They're all in college.
Yes.
So it's just good. I mean, because when I heard the high school's over, they all graduated. I'm like, no more 90210, but they creatively put a college into the show. So it's going to be really interesting seeing them in college.
Yes. So in the first episode, Naomi, you know, is trying to get into the whole college scene by wanting to be, of course, the top dollar chick, you know, at the top. So she decided to throw a big party at the mansion that she bought. And it was basically a fail. It got busted, and she got taken in for marijuana.
Which wasn't hers, but it was in her possession, so she basically...
It was all because that new boy, Austin.
Yeah, this new boy, Austin, like, he just came out of nowhere. He's a weird little cowboy, country boy. It's like...
He is stirring up all the trouble, and, I mean, he is...
Definitely a bad boy, definitely.
Cute.
And I already see something between them, probably.
Oh, him and Naomi?
Because Naomi's a bad girl. He's a bad boy.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
the tension is just
definitely
going to
happen.
And it's about to go down somewhere. Also, Annie is also doing the college thing as well, of course. She actually had Liam propose to her twice because Liam came back from the boat. Yes, he was on a boat trip, you know, traveling around.
3-month boat trip.
During the summer. And decided that he wanted to marry her, and he proposed to her twice, and she dissed him twice.
Well, the first proposal was like
like,
really bad.
Run up to a car, put the ring on.
If a guy puts a ring on the car and says "marry me," I'd be like, and no, like it would be no question.
And he didn't call her either.
He didn't call her. He just came out from the boat, never gave her a call, and was like, "Marry me." And I'm glad she said no because that's trash.
Like, what changed his mind?
Definitely.
Maybe it was being on a boat. I don't know.
Maybe it was being on the boat was like,
I want to do something else too. I need a life change. You know.
Yeah.
So
and the second time was at the party, which was so much more dramatic because there was so many people there.
Really cute. She should have said yes.
It was cute, but I already said no to you the day before. What makes you think the next day I'm like, yes? What changed between these 2 days? We haven't talked for you to come.
If a guy gave me a proposal like that, girl, I would at least say yes. And
I probably would have said yes
too.
I mean? And then when we go away, I'd be like, look, I said yes because I didn't want to embarrass you, but no. You know?
And I love the fact when Naomi was like, he is looking like a penguin. I really like that because I was like, she really goes in on him. You know?
Definitely.
But she was in love with him at the beginning. But he moved on, and now we're moving on. We're going to move on to Dixon. He really I was kind of expecting him to have a bigger
part into it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he definitely didn't. It just is showing that he's getting into music. But luckily, when Liam got really wasted after Annie said no twice, I mean, I guess I would have got really wasted too if someone didn't say yes to my proposal.
Definitely.
He actually lost his money, supposedly, but then he ended up buying a bar.
He was so drunk that he basically bought a bar with all the money he made on his boat.
Which we'll get into that. That's going to be interesting. And so Dixon is, you know, basically trying to help him out with that and trying to get his music career going, which his roommate that we find out ends up being Austin. I'm telling you, this Austin man is getting into all the mixes.
He pops out of nowhere just to stir up trouble. I feel like he's just
Adriana in his room.
Yeah.
FYI.
Well, that will be, that's coming up. Like, it's really random.
So random. So then it's Naveed and Silver. I think they're playing house now. I think that's
they are still playing house. You guys are they still teenagers, I think?
Yes.
Okay, you
Before
guys are
in
still
college.
teenagers, and you're taking over your sister, which is also a teenager, and you're like playing house, like mommy, daddy,
Yes.
go to your room.
I mean, it is kind of cute, you know, the
It's
relationship.
not cute when this
Okay.
girl is 17 years old. Like, why are you throwing tantrums everywhere? It makes no
Oh,
sense.
no, his sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, his sister, hold on, how do you say it? It's like
Layla.
Layla.
Yeah,
Layla.
she's kind of new to the season. I don't think
She
I
is
saw her.
definitely new. She came in a couple times, like when it was going rough with his father.
But she wasn't like talking much. So this
Yes.
season definitely introduces Layla a lot, and
and
obviously
they
her
definitely introduced her. She is some crazy teenager. I don't know
Really
what
annoying.
she's thinking. Like
Really
she just came out of
annoying.
nowhere and just started acting like a wild child. So that's basically what Silver and Naveed are coming into this season, is dealing with her because everybody went away. She wanted to stay and finish high school.
yeah.
So meanwhile, Adriana, she does come back into the show after we saw last season. They basically all did not want to be her friend whatsoever. She had nobody on her side. You know, she definitely wanted to talk to Silver, which trying to go with, what's her name again? Leah?
Layla.
Layla.
Yeah, trying to kind
I'm
of
going to
use
get that by the end of the show.
Layla.
Basically befriending her to obviously get to Silver, which she's going to realize, you know, it's going to be very difficult to get her friendship back.
I mean, it's hard
because-
to get someone's trust and friendship back when you tried to kill me.
I
So,
mean, she definitely stepped all over that friendship, and
I mean, I knew Adriana would come back into it and try to get,
Mhm.
get their trust back, but she's coming off too strong. Like showing up at the party, what's her name
exactly.
had, that Naomi had, the party.
Yes.
Like you can't just come off strong. Like we all hate you. So she needs to kind of cool it in and like, try to
and then
get.
obviously trying to get on Dixon's side, which we'll get into also.
Yeah.
So let's get into it because I really just want to get into this last night's episode.
Yeah, this episode was a lot. Naomi trying to get into a sorority. I think, well, she's obviously trying to get into it because she has a really bad party that now she's known for. What did she do to the football team?
Well, basically they all got suspended because they got
Yeah, the whole
You
college
know.
football team got suspended because they attended the party and had drugs in it, and so everyone hates her already coming into the semester. So she's trying to get her name back and trying to be, the Naomi Clark that she was in high school and join a sorority. And she goes into this sorority that it's obviously the top of the line. It's like the best girls, and she's like, "This will definitely get me in." Well, and
So we had one of the girls, which she is also a new character. Her name is Holly. And she is very sneaky, okay?
sneaky, devious,
This
but very beautiful.
lady, all right, this girl, basically is taking Naomi under her wing and is like, I want to make you just like me.
Like
You're
I want to
gonna
make you my
be
little sister.
ahead of, the whole sorority, whatever. I knew she was about to do something.
I didn't see
There's
that.
nobody that nice.
Actually, maybe yeah. That was too like I
Really,
want to make you
I
my
saw it.
sister right away. Wow, that's a big
Yeah.
thing. Like
I mean,
sorority girls.
right then and there, I was like, she could be nice. But then when she was trying to say all that, I was like, oh no, this girl is trying to get back at her.
And I feel
for
bad because Naomi
something.
felt like she was genuine. She's really like, oh my god, like you think I'm so great.
She was so excited. She's like, you think that too? Because I think of that myself. Like
Yeah.
something Naomi would say. So basically, she gets 3 different things that she has to do. It's like sorority games.
Yeah.
It's things that you have to do to make it into the sorority called a rush. I'm not really known. I don't really know anything
No
about
much, but I just
sorority.
know about you have to do a lot of intense things to prove that you're worthy of being in sorority. And everyone have their tasks to do. They had 3 like really big tasks, but Naomi's tasks were definitely more extreme than the other girls. Like
Which
Annie was also trying to join the sorority
Yes.
as well because they're
but
friends.
Annie, she had a nice girl. Luckily,
Annie had a nice
girl.
big sister person, and she had to do simple things like kiss a statue and stuff. But
Yes.
Naomi's first task was to walk around the campus with just her panties and bra
Yes.
and
Ending
look
with
fierce.
an egg and balloons all
No,
over
she didn't see
her.
that coming. She thought I could walk around the campus looking sexy. I mean, this is what I do all the time. And she's walking down looking all cute, and then the guys start throwing eggs and stuff at her, and she's like, "Oh my god, this is not gonna be easy." It was kind of funny seeing that.
I know, she got really teared down.
Yeah,
and
she's like,
normally
"Oh."
she's the one on top, you know?
Mhm.
Anyways, going to Annie. Now, Annie has the finest new guy,
Ugh,
okay? Jeremy. I mean, he's a
So
dreamer.
hot.
So
So
hot. I
hot.
mean, he was too hot to where I'm like, okay, something's up. Like,
Yeah, you just can't be
this-
that hot and be nice.
I know, right? But he was kind of sketch. He got a little sketch through there. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, he was talking about money. And I don't know why he was talking about money to her, because she basically,
In the beginning when they went to get coffee,
yes.
the whole like I don't have my wallet thing please go get your wallet. This coffee's getting cold. Like, run, you know, go get your
Right.
wallet. But I mean, I think I would pay for the guy for the first, you know, that's fine. I'm
Right.
not going to be like, "Ugh, no, because that makes you look bad.
Luckily, the second time he had it on her.
Yeah.
But he definitely gave her the wrong impression. We found out this episode that he definitely screwed her over, and he
You could just
actually-
tell though before he got to really screw her over, like when she was confiding in him and talking about the whole like I got a lot of money from this lady. I just feel like that was bad news. You don't just meet
Oh,
someone right
right.
away and let them know like your deepest, darkest, like something your friends only know, but your friends don't even know the extent of it. So
Exactly.
she opened up to him too much, and that was the only information he needed for his case, which was the fact that he was related to the grandmother that passed away.
Marla.
Yeah.
So now my bad. He is wanting to sue Annie and to get all the money back because basically he's thinking since the lady was suicidal, Annie knew and nobody else knew, so he's trying to get her back. But you know what? Annie's gonna win. Annie's a good girl.
Annie is,
You know,
well, she
she-
has a record.
She does have
So
a
she
record.
might not win. She has a record of murder.
She does have a record. She does.
So that that might be hard to go to the judge. Like, look, I'm an innocent girl. I've only killed once, you know?
Right. No, definitely. Also, again, Silver and Naveed had to deal with
Layla.
Layla.
Layla running away like a little brat. Like, God, really? Like, who
She
does
actually, surprisingly, it's not surprising because that little girl is crazy. She faked her kidnap. Yes, she faked her kidnap because she knew Naveed was gonna give her the money, which she wanted. Was it 50,000?
that? Yeah, she made a video basically saying like, "Oh my God, Naveed, someone kidnapped me. I need money. They want $50,000. If you don't give it to me, basically, something bad's gonna happen."
Exactly. And it was for a 24-year-old named Darian.
Yeah, well, later on, like they found out
Darius.
it was not. They put some things together, and actually, Adriana ended up helping them put it together, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
When did she do that?
they went to her. Well, first Naveed went to her house. I mean, to Dixon's house, and saw her there, and she was like, "Oh, she's missing. Oh my God, like she could be here." And he helped her out, and then, what's her name? Silver went there too, and she kind of
I
gave
was
her.
gonna get into that because that's what stirred up Naveed and Silver because Adriana was like, "Oh, I know where your sister is," trying to give Naveed that eye that she always gives.
Yeah,
Ugh.
she has that eye, and she's
She's
in
so
love
annoying.
with him. It's like
It's
obsession.
so annoying. Like,
It's
she's
scary.
crazy. She's very scary.
I think she kind of knew all along where Layla was because she
Yeah.
probably felt like, oh my God, if I know where she is and this
And-
is what he's looking for, I can come to the rescue and he'll take me on a horse and we'll be in love. No, it's not happening. So they end up finding her in a tattoo parlor, the little Layla girl, just hanging out with some tattoo guys, and Nibby was so furious. He was so angry
She's
with
a hot
that.
mess.
Hot mess.
I already know what's gonna happen, but we'll talk to that when we get to the predictions.
Yeah.
We also have Liam. Okay, back to Liam being on a boat. Supposedly, okay, this girl Jane gets in the mix, which I am just not a fan of
Oh my
because you know what,
God.
Liam, you can have my heart any day, Liam.
Like
You're
he
watching
was
this,
so
Liam?
he was so drunk, and I guess he was telling the guy that was giving him drinks about this girl named Jane, and then Jane pops up out of nowhere, and Jane's like this older lady, probably like 30 or something.
Yeah, she
not
ain't-
cute.
Not cute.
Not at all.
whatsoever.
And then I guess they messed around or something. I'm like, whoa, so that's what happened on the boat. So how do you mess around with another woman and want to come propose?
Basically, it's actually kind of crazy because what we found out, she came over to the bar looking for Liam. Basically, they didn't say goodbye once they left. But the twist is he actually knew her husband, and her husband was on the boat. So the husband got killed while on the boat, but it was supposed to be Liam. Okay, this is all like it's confusing.
It's a lot going on in these two episodes.
Because
but, yeah.
now Jane, who was the husband's wife that got killed, I guess her and Liam started messing around, which I just think
That's
is so
weird. But you know what?
horrible.
I hear a lot about that stuff about husbands, or someone dying and then someone would just jump on it. Like if I knew someone that lost his wife, I'm not going to be the first girl trying to, I know you feel bad for the person, but they don't need that in their life. They need like, some consolence or something like that.
Well,
so
and then it's like he just proposed to Annie. I mean, obviously that had to do with wanting to be with Annie. I mean, realizing that
death probably made him feel like I have
But
one life to live.
now he's with Jane. I mean, if I was him, just stick to Annie because this Jane girl does not deserve to even Okay, if you're not gonna be with Annie, you might as well be with me. Okay, let's just be real. Let's just be real.
Definitely.
You don't need with Jane. We don't need no Jane.
Jane is definitely a cougar to me. So needs to like
Yes.
get off of him, definitely.
Right. So we also, since he bought the bar, of course, but he really can't buy a bar because he definitely doesn't have.
He's only like 19, so we were
Right,
kind of
19
confused.
or
Like,
20.
you just bought a bar. Like, we can go buy a bar or something. Like, anyone can go buy a bar tomorrow or
Yeah,
something.
so we really didn't know how that was gonna work out. Luckily, Austin, again, the roommate, just popping out of nowhere,
The
becoming
popping up
everybody's
Austin.
friend.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to sign
Get a
the-
license
Yeah, he's
for-
gonna sign the license.
Under the condition that Dixon gets rid of Adriana because she was staying at their house like a psycho.
Yeah, she was being crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy Adriana. What a surprise.
What a surprise. Like, she
surprise.
needs some medication. I mean, Silver, her meds work for her, her bipolarness. I mean, she needs serious medication. And she went to Africa. What are you doing in Africa? Going to Africa does not make you a better person. It just makes
I
you
know.
a traveler. Like, get over it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Talking about medications. Now, this is a twist, which, Dixon, I am very disappointed because I really didn't think you were going to go down that road. Okay.
Really?
He ended up taking Austin's Adderall pills because I guess Austin has like ADD or I don't even know what he has.
He's all over the
Crazy.
place. He
Yeah,
definitely
he's all
has
over
to
the
have
place,
something.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so Dixon, I guess, was like really tired working on his music, and he starts taking the Adderall, which I think is just gonna become a mess because
I already see it
starting
coming.
on
I just got
pills, I
chills right now. I already
know.
see it coming, like him being so
'cause he's
weak.
always the good
He's
guy.
always helping people. That's really funny because he's always being like the good guy. He's never the victim. It's gonna be interesting to see his character become a victim. It's like, who's gonna take care of him? Because it doesn't seem like anyone really cares.
Except Annie.
A lot of people in the show don't really feel like they really care about people like that. Like, they're so worried about themselves. So Dixon was always the one taking care of everyone, honestly.
was,
So
though.
now we're gonna see who's gonna jump up to the plate and take care of Dixon. Definitely.
I'm excited to see what happens with that.
I just hope he doesn't get like really addicted to that stuff. That's not.
Well, I could see it happening. So I mean, at least show somebody about medications, how that's bad for you.
I mean, I feel like we've
that'd
had
be-
so much drug addiction on the show. Like, I think they should just find something a little bit more original. Like, stop all this drug stuff. Like,
Right.
we get it. People get addicted, they go crazy. Like, it's always ended like that. So it's like, okay, we need something new.
Yeah, no, definitely, for sure. But back to Naomi. I want to go back to her because the whole episode ends with her not getting into the sorority after she had to have dinner with a pig.
Yes.
She had to, what was it, a zip line through the football practice.
Yeah, the
Obviously
football players
calling-
hate her. And then she
Yeah.
had to, basically fly over their practice with a mascot of the team they hate. And her mask came off and they all saw it was the girl that ruined their season. And they all just poured stuff all over her. She did some extreme things to get into this sorority to find out that she didn't get
even
in.
And the twist is, though, the craziest part of why she didn't get in is because Holly, the top-notch girl, the sorority girl, they actually wanted to buy Naomi's house. Now, if you guys remember in the first episode, the season premiere, Naomi was like, I don't care who wanted this house. I want it.
And she has money like that to get
Exactly.
whatever she wants. So I guess there was a bid for the house and she doesn't have to even compete and she got it.
And
And-
so Holly knew it was her. So Holly decided that she wanted to put her through all these challenges and make everybody hate her and obviously not get her into the sorority because they wanted the house, which I think is kind of selfish and rude. Like, it's just a house. It's
It's just a house. I mean, Holly
like,
they did really save up a lot of money and they really wanted that house. So I guess,
Yes.
I mean, any bad girl would do something bitter like that, but she kind of took it to the extreme. But Naomi was definitely not excited about that, and I cannot wait to see her revenge because
I
she is a bad one.
know.
She is going to come up with the most crazy, unique things to get her back, and I cannot wait.
Definitely. So we definitely want to go to predictions now because that was basically the wrap up of that first episode.
First and second episode.
First
yeah.
and second episode. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazier.
I'm starting to like the
alright?
season. The first episode, I was kind of like, okay, this is a lot. Like, I can't have all this in my mind. But now it's like getting interesting. I'm
It
like,
really
okay,
is.
I can keep up with this.
And it's going to be a little bit difficult because they're not in
High school, so they're not all together.
So we're going to make sure we're going to get the details on all of that.
Yeah, because they all have separate lives now, separate college lives. You have to really just make sure you forget, okay, this person's in this school, so let's not forget about that person.
Yes.
So before you guys go to predictions, we're actually going to go to a commercial break.
Oh.
And when we come back, we'll have your predictions.
Perfect.
Yay.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about.
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
Woo! I love this song. Next time on the beach.
Okay, now I feel official. I just had a drink.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Welcome back, everybody. We are on to the predictions. Now, if any of you guys want to state your opinions, you know, you can always call in the line. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to be here every Wednesdays. So, going into predictions, we have Liam and Jane. I basically think this is going to last for maybe a week, and he's definitely going to move on, but Annie is definitely going to get in the mix. She is definitely going to be like, what are you doing with this girl? Who is this girl? She's going to find out everything that happened on the boat. Again, the boat. She's going to find out what went on, and that's just not going to last because Liam can just not be with her. Can't be with her. What do you think, Fancy?
I really do feel like Liam and Jane need to be over. I guess in the end of the episode, they made love to each other. Let that be the last, because we don't need Jane in our lives. We need Annie and Liam together. Like, they're perfect. Annie's definitely going to get into it like, okay, I know I didn't accept his proposal, but he's still my man. You know, like,
for
that's
sure.
still
But
my
then
territory.
Again, she did move on, but keep on going.
She moved on, but don't forget, the guy she moved on to is trying to screw her life over. So she's definitely not moved on. She's single.
Exactly. Dixon. Now I think Dixon will definitely be getting into the drugs, like we said earlier. He's definitely going to be using that as an excuse, like, oh, well, I just, can't stay awake. I need to take more pills. And something's going to happen, like Naveed's going to notice. Naveed always be noticing everything. He's like, Dixon, what's wrong with you? I predict that that's going to happen for sure. And he's definitely going to get into his music a lot more, though. I think Dixon will have a good run this season. Hopefully he gets more plots.
I hope he does get into his music or get into something. I just feel like I need more of depth with Dixon's character. Instead of him being always the helper, he needs to have his really own segment where we can really know who he is as a person and his character. And the drug thing, yeah, I mean, it's stupid, but I do feel like they're going to drag it out, and I don't know. I just don't want that to happen. I just don't feel like Dixon and drugs mix. He's a good boy, and his parents, if they found out, would be so disappointed. They've gone through so much, but the drugs thing is just so extra. And I think Annie's going to notice it instead of Naveed. Naveed is his best friend, but I feel like Annie would be like, oh, no. Is that her younger brother or older brother?
I think they're the same age. They're the same age, girl.
They're the
they
same
graduated
age?
together.
Oh, well, if she's 2 days older, her younger brother, she's going to go and take care of him, and it's going to be pretty dramatic and hard to watch.
Yes. And Naveed and Silver. It's funny that I have to put them together because, I mean, they obviously live together, and it's Naveed and Silver, really.
It's just kind of still weird that they're together. I'm so used to Naveed and Adriana. It's like, Silver, you did steal her boyfriend.
Right.
Okay,
but,
you did steal. I feel like if you date someone, even if you're not dating anymore, if you have a friend, there's a girl code. You can't date who I just dated or who I was with for so long. So she can't be.
I mean, they love each other.
Okay, love is beautiful and all, but don't forget about respect. And I feel like.
True. I know. I wouldn't do that to my best friend.
But I do feel like they really do love each other, though. And I really do want them to work.
Married.
They
but
are
I
married.
definitely think that their relationship is going to get shooken up from his little sister.
Purposely.
That's definitely. And then the next. Naveed at the very end of that episode, he's going to get the money from his uncle, I'm sure. The money.
He gave it to him, right?
Yeah, he gave him the money.
He's going to give that guy $75,000.
I actually think there's going to be something involved. Like, I definitely hope he gets the guy in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think
I don't
Naveed's
think
that
he's
stupid.
just going to, hand over the money.
Here's
Obviously
the money.
he can still, mess with his sister, and trying to get her, oh, I love you, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah. I definitely think, though, that's going to get them into a fight, because Naveed obviously has to have his sister's back, and Silver's going to think, you're not paying attention to me, you're paying attention to her.
Yeah.
And I definitely think they're going to start fighting a little bit, and I hope Adriana doesn't just try to slide
She
in.
will find. That's what she did last season. They were having problems, I guess, and she always finds her way into,
What do you think's going to happen to Adriana? Do you think she's going to get the friends back?
Oh my God, Adriana, I'm like praying for that girl. Like, honestly, I give you props, but you're really bold. Because if I did that to my friends, I would never go back. Like,
Yeah.
I will, be sad and all, but I don't know if they're gonna forgive her. Because Dixon already doesn't hate her, so she has one person on her side, and Liam also is kind of like,
Right.
So I think she's slowly actually getting there. And Silver kind of looked like she was leaning over to forgiving a tad bit.
But I think it's still going to take her a really long time, and I think Silver's going to get mad at her friends for taking her in like that, right away.
I think that her friends need to let Silver take her in before anyone else. Her group of friends need to let Silver accept
first. Yeah.
Accept first. Because if they are all cool with her and she's out the loop, that would be so much drama. That's not
definitely.
good.
But I am excited to see what happens with Teddy. Teddy did come out to his parents.
Where was Teddy in this second episode?
He wasn't in there. But the last episode, he did, say that he was gay.
On the
phone.
It was a voicemail.
Too. So I'm really interested to see what happens with his family. And then Ivy, of course. I can't wait to see what happens with her.
Ivy wasn't in the second episode
They're
either.
going to come up the next episode, and we'll be here on Wednesday.
That's the difficulty of it being on a college thing, because you're missing a lot of people. Because usually it was everyone and everything was fast paced, but now there's so much detail in college, it's hard to keep everyone at once. So we hope we get to all see our characters that we love and not be missing too much.
Yes, I'm definitely glad. And we will be back here next Wednesday, of course. Can't wait. We're going to be here every Wednesday, actually, recapping 90210.
Yeah, so stay tuned and keep on watching.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.